And welcome back. Well, sneezing, congestion, headaches, you chalk it up to allergy season and you just tend to deal with it.
Yeah, but what happens when the season changes and you're still suffering? Maybe something more is going on with your sinuses and you should have it checked out. Dr. Madan Kandulas with the Sinus Center at Advent. Seems like everybody is suffering this year. I mean, from tiff head bronchial pneumonia to just allergies, even people who aren't usually affected.
Sure. Yeah, it's been a bad year. So people who aren't affected are, are drawn into it. A lot of folks who are used to dealing with it are pushed even worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
It definitely seems like it. And I wonder about, we talk about the term seasonal allergies. A lot of people say, oh, I have seasonal allergies. Hay fever is another word for it. But what specifically is an allergy? How do you know the difference between an allergy and another problem?
It's impossible to know just on your own. I mean, so it's gotten a little tricky because most of the allergy meds have now gone over the counter. That's been 10 years or so. Claritin, Allegras, or take those sorts of things. And so a lot of folks are sort of figure, well, it's over the counter. I should be able to figure it out. You really can't figure it out. So, a lot of it's based on somebody's history. The only way to truly know is to test somebody for allergies. And there's a few different ways to do that, but that gets to the bottom line of why somebody's having an issue. But a lot of times, and I think this is a shame with a lot of stuff I deal with, is people's issues get minimized. And they say, well, it's just either on their own, they say, well, it's not a big deal. I've just got allergies. I'm going to deal with it. Or even if they go to seek out help, oh, you just got allergies, here, take this spray, take this pill, and move along. But it's actually a really impactful issue. So allergy issues impact people more than diabetes or congestive heart failure, or things that people think are really devastating. And allergies, people think, oh, not a big deal, but it's a big deal. It affects everybody during the day if they have that issue, and at night especially. Folks who have allergy issues, they don't sleep well. When you don't sleep well, you don't function well, that kind of thing.
Well, I even remember growing up, my brother could not even go outside this time. He literally had to be inside on the couch with a cold pack over his eyes, and it truly does affect your everyday living if you can't even go out and mow the lawn or enjoy the weather at all. I mean, it changes the way you operate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How many people do you think persist with problems even after they think the allergy season is over and they're done taking over the counters?
I mean, it gets tricky because a lot of folks, deal with it in peak season and deal with it out of peak season. About 1 in 5 Americans have allergy issues of significance, and not just mild issues, but significant issues. About 1 in 10 Americans have issues with chronic sinus disease, and a lot of those folks, there's an overlap. A lot of them are separated out. It's really, the hard part is it's impossible for you to know what's going on until somebody figures it out or helps you figure it out for you.
A lot of people continue just taking the over-the-counter medication or even prescription allergy medication to try to alleviate the symptoms.
Right, and those things can work. I mean, so there's some good medicines out there, but they're not the be-all, end-all. And if they're working, great. If they're not working, then we need to figure out a better solution, and there are a lot of solutions nowadays.
Well, and you do a full comprehensive evaluation. What's involved when you come in and do that?
It depends. So it's patient-to-patient dependent. So it depends on what somebody's noticing, what their issues are, when they've got the issues. If it seems like it's more of a sinus issue or an anatomic issue, we're going to look in and see what's going on. We might order a CAT scan of the sinuses to see what's going on and figure things out that way. If it seems like it's more of an allergy issue, sometimes we'll try some medicines if they haven't tried those things on their own. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and do allergy testing in the office. We can do skin testing. We can do a simple blood test to figure out whether somebody's got allergy issues. So it really just depends. And some people have both of those things. So we really it's custom designed for every single person who comes in as far as what we're going to do. One way or another, we're going to figure out somebody's issues. So it's not going to be, we're not going to come to the end of the road and sort of be, put our hands up in the air and say we don't have any answers for you. We're going to be able to figure it out.
What if the answer is that somebody has both an anatomical problem as well as an allergy problem? Then how do you treat it?
Then it's a conversation. So really, then it becomes a matter of me educating a patient on these are your issues and these are what we can do about it. If it's an anatomic issue, it's a matter of whether it makes sense for that person to think about correcting those issues. And there's some really low-key ways we can do that in the office. Sometimes we have to go to surgery to do that. Some folks say, yep, I want to do that, and then I'll deal with my allergies afterwards. Other folks say, if I've got allergy issues, I want to deal with that first. I want to avoid any procedures if it can be, and go from there. And that's fine. Either way is fine as long as we're moving the ball forward.
It always seems like what you do is so patient-focused, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of other places that go that far in depth or really kind of pinpoint it, beside doing just a basic test. Are there other places in town that do similar things when it
No,
comes to
I mean
sinuses?
similar things, but we're the only place in town in southeastern Wisconsin that can do in-office CAT scan,
Yeah.
in-office balloon sinuplasty, allergy testing, allergy shots. You know, there isn't any other place. We're a pretty small shop, but we can do it all.
And that's what I wonder about, you know, it's called the sinus center. I mean, that's really the only thing that you do. But I think, you know, a lot of people will see an allergy doctor or they'll see an ear, nose, and throat specialist. But really, to think that it's that comprehensive, because I would think there are a lot of people who have both problems or that allergy problems lead to sinus problems.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of folks who've either never taken the time to seek out help, or a lot of folks who've sought out help and just sort of guess, well, maybe it's an allergy issue, saw an allergist, hit a dead end and don't know where to go from there, or vice versa. And so, you know, if you've tried and failed, or you haven't tried at all and you're having issues, it's certainly worth getting checked out. It's very easy as far as figuring out what's going on. It's very easy as far as treatment nowadays. There's really no excuse.
Well, and why suffer with just having all these issues and then it becoming a sinus infection or whatnot that so many people have? I think it's totally worth it to go on into the sinus center and just pinpoint what's going on with you so that you don't have to suffer anymore. So here's the information so you can make an appointment at the sinus center and get a full comprehensive evaluation. They're located right on Mayfair Road in Tosa. The phone number to call is 414-771-6780. Truly the only place in town that does it all right there in the office. Thanks for being here, doctor.
Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Thank you very much.